Welcome, 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 welcome. If you can see me, press one, and if you can hear me, press two. If you can see me, press one, and if you can hear me, press two. Welcome, welcome. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. This is our first video of the year. So, salute to everybody out there. This is a new year. This is my first video. This is our first time connecting this year, and I'm super excited. But if you can hear me and see me, press one and press the two. What's good? What's good? This is our first video. It's an honor and it's a pleasure. It was personal development last year, and it was personal in this personal development now. Anytime we come to fellowship, anytime we come together, it is personal development, right? And nothing else. If you don't know me, my name is Ken Billions. This is Heaven on Earth. And here at Heaven on Earth, we have an abstract mind. At Heaven on Earth, we deal with out the box philosophy. At Heaven on Earth, we don't believe that you have to die in order to get to heaven. All you have to do is be real, reflective, enlightened, accountable, but most importantly, limitless. And we have a promise over here. And that promise is personal development is for everybody. No matter where you're at in your life, no matter your financial status, no matter your gender, your sexual orientation, no matter if you're rich, no matter if you got $5 to rub in your pocket, two nickels to rub together. Personal development is for you. Personal development in your finances, in your health, personal development in your marriage, personal development in everything, um, in all areas that are important to you, right? We believe in heaven on earth. I was looking at some footage earlier of the things that were occurring in California with the fires, and I seen people crying because they're losing their homes. And I just thought about ancient people and how they moved around so much that they didn't have time to be attached to things. The only thing that matters is the people, houses, cars. These things come and go. We could get them, and we attach sentimental value to pieces, you know, rings and paintings and things that were given to us by our grandmothers and people that are important to us, and we have sentimental value to those things. But the only thing that matters is people. That's it. What we lose, we can get back, but if we lose each other, it's over, right? People. So I just want you to keep in mind that what people are crying over is things, and we are associated with the things that we have. So if we have a nice house or if we have a car, people make that our person. But you're not your car, you're not your house. People matter. Remember that. So my heart goes out to them. I'm not really in a conspiracy theory mood because I'm just focused on the people. And when people realize, like, yo, all we got is us. You know what I'm saying? The houses, all that other shit is extra, but you are not the things that you buy, and you're not the things that you acquire over all these years. That's not who you are. Where you choose to live is the most important decision that you're ever going to make. Some say it's who you marry, others say who you have a child by. For me, where you choose to spend your most amount of time, that determines what's important to you, and where you choose to live is your most important decision. Feel this? Like, What is that? It's something. If you ever seen a dead body before, then you know that this leaves the body. I've seen it leave someone's body, right? This. And when they put I think it's called a defibrillator, when they put that electricity through your body, they are trying to shock this right here because this is a thing, right? And when this gets inside of the human meat suit, it makes us dance around. It makes us do this, right? It makes us talk, right? It makes us do the Dougie and all the TikTok dances and right? How you do it? Come, right? That's how I go. Put the arms out. Come here, baby. Right? There's something that makes me do, right? All these TikTok dances. I like that part. Bang, bang. Got the arms out. Come here. I like that. Something makes us do that. Now, you were something before you got here, and that something is what allows us to dance. It's what allows us to make love. It's what allows us to work and sing. There's a thing inside the human meat suit that exists, and it was here. It was somewhere before it was here. Whatever we are, this light, this thing, right? We choose to come here. Okay? Your face is your parents, right? Your features, you get that from them. But the thing that's inside of you does not come from them, it comes from somewhere else. Whatever this thing is, this breath that's in the body and allows us to move, it's active. It has intelligence to it. And believe it or not, it can choose. It's that powerful that it can choose. So when this light comes inside of the meat suit, this is how you get a person. This is how you get a baby, right? With this animation. Whatever this thing is, when it comes inside the meat suit, when it comes inside the avatar, it gives us life. Our conversation today is how to become the most important person in your life. Like, what? Yeah. What was that all about? I'm talking about this light, this spirit, this energy, and I'm talking about the body. You bring them together, that is the most important place that you'll ever live, that you decide to live. Our conversation is how to become the most important person in your life. Now, some would say my babies are the most important person in my life. My mother is the most important person in my life. My father is the most important person in my life. But you choose to be in the human body. So how can even your child be more important than where you live? You spend all of your time in your body. That has to be the most important place that you hang out. That has to be the most important place that you ever live. And what you're in has to be the most important thing in your life because you choose to be here. Your consciousness, you chose to be in that body. Okay? When we say that we're spiritual, I don't think we go deep enough. We don't actually know what that means. A lot of our spiritual conversations have everything to do with humanity, but spirit is separate from humanity. This thing that I'm pushing out, that force, is spirit. Everybody has it. When you die, that leaves. This is something. This is very conscious. This has chosen to be in my body. So what I'm in has to be the most important thing to me. The reason why you won't think it's the most important place to live, you won't think you're the most important person. The reason why you won't think that is because you have lost connection to the internet. Now, the internet that we use, the artificial internet or the modern internet is, excuse me, wrong one. The internet, in simple terms, is a network of interlinked computer networking worldwide, which is accessible to the general public. These interconnected computers work by transmitting data through a special type of packet switching, which is known as IP or the Internet Protocol. So the internet is a network, right? And when we get on the internet, what do we see? We see the Shade Room. We're on Twitter. We're on TMZ, right? We're on IG. That's all the internet. You check your email. That's all the internet. NBA.com, NFL.com. That's all the internet. That is a network. I can come to the internet and I can learn a skill. I can come to the internet and I can learn cooking recipes. I can date online. The internet is a place, but it is the artificial place. The internet is copying off the real internet. The artificial internet is copying off the real internet. What's the real internet? The real internet is spirituality, right? The real internet is off planet. The artificial internet is on planet. Even when you talk about God, that is on planet. That's not off planet because infinity can't be named, right? When we're talking about the source, it can't be named. It doesn't have an ego. It doesn't act like a human. It doesn't have wants. You can't give it things. You can't even worship it. It is all, okay? God is something based on the artificial internet. The artificial internet is designed to keep us stuck in the body, focused on body things. God, Allah, Jesus, that's all artificial internet. That is not the true internet because the true internet does not deal with personality. The true internet doesn't need to be worshiped. It just is. The true internet is where we go get our creativity from. The true internet is where we get our innovation from. The true internet allows us to hook up to mind. See, we have a brain, right? There's something in us that allows us to hook up to another type of Wi-Fi, which is mind, right? The mind of the all. If you really think about it, us being inside the planet, being inside the earth, we are in a supreme being. Okay. We have the ability to hook up to this supreme being. The artificial internet is just copying off spiritual technology. It's just copying off abilities that we already have. When we can't create, when we don't have access to our imagination, when we are locked down, it's because we are hooked up to the artificial internet. The artificial internet makes you insecure when your car is not up to date. The artificial internet makes you compare yourself to others. The artificial internet is bombarding you with imagery all day, right? The artificial internet also has a spiritual code to it, right? And the spiritual code to it is angry deities. So these deities also keep you confined in the body, right? It requires your worship. Your celebrities require your worship. Your parents require your worship. Your authority figures require your worship. The religious institutions require your worship. The God of the internet requires your worship. All that is human shit. All that is on planet, right? True internet is off planet. So the things you have in your mind don't come from here. It comes from somewhere else. Your ideals don't come from here. It comes from somewhere else. Your inspiration don't come from here. It comes from somewhere else. You are hooked up to something bigger than this shit. There is something bigger than the church. There is something and a power that is bigger than the government, bigger than the mosque, bigger than Judaism, bigger than Christianity, right? There is something that is bigger than that. The reason why many people don't have access to that realm is because the churches, the mosques, the imagery, everything is shutting down the light. So you have the artificial internet and you have the true internet. The artificial internet has routers, cables, IT. The true internet, all you have to do is go inward. And when you go inward, you have access to more data, you have access to more information, you have access to a realm that is so beyond this shit. When it's days where I'm like, I feel dehydrated and I'm unable to connect, right? I'm just feel like I'm just a shell. I'm waking up, I go to sleep, I'm eating, I'm caught in the human cycle. I notice there's a pattern. I am deeply wired to the artificial internet all day. I'm scrolling, I am having conversations that people are having on the internet. I'm using the internet all day, right? And when I go outside, I feel unnatural. I feel like I'm not from here. I'm talking about the planet. I don't feel electric because I'm spending all my time on the artificial internet. My concerns, the things that I care about, are based on everything that's happening in the artificial internet. I'm not the most important person in my life, right? You go to this page and this page and this website and this website, and none of these things push you back into yourself, right? It's give to this, give to that. It's industries and institutions requiring you to give to them, right? All of your energy, all of your essence. And I know myself feeling like super dehydrated. Like I don't have any energy for myself. I can't even write. I can't even create. And that's how you know when you're really dehydrated, when you can't even think about yourself, when you can't create something for yourself. You should be able to create a vision board very easy. Why? Because the shit is coming out of your mind. Anything that has to do with you, you should be able to self-correct. When you can't get equilibrium, let me do my Trump hands. When you can't get equilibrium, right? When you can't find balance, when you can't go inward, when you can't self-audit, right? When you have no access to you, you know you dehydrated. You know you off balance. You are drained energetically. You might be drinking water all day. You might be a vegan. Your diet might be great, but you're still dehydrated. right? Because all day long you are on the artificial internet. And listen, what this is a point that I'm going to make all year too, because I want people to go beyond God. I want people to have the audacity to go beyond God, right? God is not what you think it is. It is a word. It is a energy that was given to you, right? You believe in God because it was presented to you by who? Someone you care about, or the culture, right? You see, it's very common, right? God, God, God. If that shit worked, you wouldn't know it. Since when are the keys to self improvement just given to people like that? If God was what you think it is, then it would work, right? Because too many people believe in it for the results to be the way they are, right? So God is part of the modern internet, the artificial internet. It is at the cap of it. It is an energy that shuts down your light. I want you to consider going beyond that, going beyond the word, going beyond the ideal of needing a savior, and going beyond the ideal of something that's judging you and that's looking out from space, and go beyond that. Go beyond God and go to source. Source has no gender. It doesn't get mad. It doesn't require you to create boats and sail and put animals in it. And if you turn around, you're going to turn into a pillar. So it doesn't have no ego, right? It is a world or a space, put it like that, right? That responds to thought, right? So just imagine you take a rock and you throw the rock at the source. And when the rock hits the source, it creates waves. Well, that's your mind, right? And when your mind is directed to this source, it doesn't have a name. It's a it. It's moving, right? And when you direct energy to this field, it responds. Now, based on your uh, like how you develop the muscle to of the power of belief and intention directed toward this field, that's how it responds back to you. But the field is not angry, and it doesn't love you, it doesn't like you, it does not care about you. You are not important to it. It only responds, right? It's a tool, right? The field is a tool for us to use, okay? When you believe in God, it disconnects you from the field, right? Within this modern internet, we're hooked up to, this modern internet, this artificial internet, is also the food, right? I have ate some things where I can feel my intelligence just draining out of me. Like it's changing my awareness. That's what the food does. It changes your awareness to where you're least aware to certain things. And aware is like sight. When you have a certain awareness, you see things that always been there. You're now aware of it, right? And I can feel sometimes I'm eating certain foods and I can feel my awareness leaving me, right? And I'm on autopilot, right? And this food is part of the artificial internet. All of this shit is part of the artificial internet. It's the things that we are hooked up to, right? But the artificial internet is just copying off the true internet, which is spirituality, right? So I want you to consider, since I personally believe very strongly that we all choose to be here because of consciousness and because of light, right? I want you to consider that since we choose to be in our bodies, that perhaps since you choose to be here and make this vessel your home, that maybe, just maybe, that vessel is the most important thing you're ever going to experience. Even though even though I know you love your children, this has nothing to do with that, right? And I need you to conceptually see yourself without your children, without your mom, without your job, without your career. Conceptually see yourself, right? And so much of our identity is hooked up to our babies. It's also hooked up to our job. So much of our identity is hooked up to the outside world that when we see ourselves, we see ourselves working, or we see ourselves being a mother or being a father. No, see yourself in your body as a single solo dolo entity. Lean into your individualism. Babies are great. It's not about them right now. Hubby and wife, it's awesome, amazing. Not about that right now. Your job is the shit. Congratulations. Not about that right now. Your college is awesome, amazing. Not about that right now. Your whip, your kicks, your Beijing, your weave, all that shit, great. Not about that right now. I'm talking about the real you, that. What is that? Right? And it's important to figure out what that is. Because if you don't, then this will keep hopping in different bodies over and over and over again, getting caught in the life and death cycle of learning. This consciousness has the ability to fold on itself and to know itself. This consciousness has the ability to self-reflect. That's what it uses the human body for. It takes this form because we have the ability to go back inward, right? You ever take a deep breath? What is that breathing? Because someone would say, how did I choose to be here? Of course, that would sound strange only if you're thinking like a human, right? Me saying that you choose to be here sounds strange, of course, when you're thinking like a human. When you're thinking from the perspective of energy and vibration, excuse me, that's my alarm. When you're thinking of from energy and vibration, then consciousness could take any form, right? So the if you have trouble conceptually thinking, how did I choose to be here? That's because most of your thoughts about yourself come from the artificial internet. You're taught that you're here on accident. You're taught that your sole purpose is to come here and worship a god. That's your entire purpose. And if you do a good job at worshiping that god, you'll get to worship that god when you die too. Do you see the prison that is? That is a prison. It's a light prison, right? To trap you. Okay? So we live in our bodies, so this should be the most important thing to us. But we are programmed to make everything else important. So, what I want to talk about is how to become the most important person in your life. I have 3 ways. The first way to become the most important person in your life is to center yourself. One of my superpowers is my ability to center myself. I have the ability to center myself no matter what's going on. When the election passed, I centered myself. When COVID happened, I centered myself. No matter what's going on, I'm going to center myself. When I'm on a flight, I center myself so much that if the plane goes down, I'm totally fine. It was a great run. It is all about me. Even that experience going down, I already have it in my head that is okay. If I don't make it off this plane, it's okay because I am centered, right? A lot of conversation in the dating what's that the gender war is centering women and centering men, right? How to not center a woman and how to not center a man. No one ever talks about centering themselves in all things because when it's time to vote, there's no centering. When a police officer kills a civilian, there's no centering, right? It's no, every week is something different to get your head to go like this. Oh my God, right? How is this not a plantation? Right? Because every week you looking like a slave, right? Every week you it's something on the shade room, it's something on the baller alert. Oh no, it's something on TikTok, and then it's another dance. Baby, activate your hips and lift your ass on. Pass out. Can't even lie about it. I ain't doing the hands. Every week. Learn to center yourself no matter what's going on. Whatever's going on in the world, put yourself in the middle of everything. I come first. Election, you know what? I'm going to just center myself. Meteorite coming to Earth, you know what? I'm going to just center myself. Zombie apocalypse, I'm going to just center myself. I'm a chill guy. I'm just a chill guy that loves to chill. I'm just a chill guy that loves to center himself, right? That's how you make yourself important. That when everybody is going crazy because the world is being what it is and what it's always been, you center yourself. You ain't too much over here. You ain't too much over there. You get still and you get quiet, and whatever's going to be is going to be. Am I telling you to do nothing? No. You plant your seeds, right? You put your eggs in the baskets that you think it needs to go, and then you let it be where it's going to be. You might die. You might not survive. This might not end well for you. It might not end well for me. What we're talking about, though, is the real internet and real spirituality. Real spirituality is I can leave this body at any time and it's totally fine. While I'm here, sure, I'll fight. But even in the fight, I am only fighting to put my back against the wall. I am only fighting to get to my space. If the whole world is going crazy and everybody's fighting, and I'm going to fight everybody just so I can get over there on that couch. So I can get my space and I can watch the world go up in flames, right? Burn the cape, center yourself, it's all the same shit. So learn to put yourself in the middle for everything, though. right? Not for one thing, not for symbolic shit, because the election didn't go your way, so you're gonna sit out. No, sit out everything. Everything. Center yourself, because the power, the the us caring about things, us spending money on things, us praising and worship, our human attention is what keeps things activated. So if you really want to cripple the system, if you really want things to die down, if you really want things to change, learn to center yourself, learn to keep your attention inside. Will it be easy? Of course not. Will it be super uncomfortable? Hell yeah. You might not eat, right? You might not be glowing up at the time, right? Or you might. It depends. It depends whatever messages for you, right? That you're trying to teach yourself when you're centering yourself. I'm telling you, I am in a constant state of I don't give a fuck. I be in my own world. People panic, going crazy over the election. I'm like, yo. So that's number one. Learn to center yourself. Number two, this is real key, right? And to be able to do this, this is a real developed psychology to be able to do this, right? Learn to be everything and nothing at the same time. That right there will save your life. Learn to be everything and nothing at the same time. If you are in a situation where you're getting loved on, where it requires you to show up to the best of your ability. Show up in a way where tomorrow is not even coming. Show up in a way where this is all it is ever going to be, right? Show up. But at the same time, move from a way that this will never happen again. You might never see that person again, and it's okay, right? If you never love again, it's okay, right? Be so involved that you're not. Be so in something that you're not at all, right? Live life abundantly to the point where you welcome death. Live so head first in life to the point where you're rich, but it doesn't matter. You have everything, but it doesn't matter. There's nothing anyone could take from you. If you're married, your spouse can't even, they can leave you, but it doesn't matter, because the last day you see them, you loved them, right? You love in a way where the person could walk away at any time and it's all good. I love you because I was so on you, I was so into you, that if this is the last thing that it's ever going to be, that's fine. I am here and not here at the same time. While I'm on the planet, oh man, I love being here. But if my plane is going down, I love this for me too. I can live or die right now. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. I could be with you or not with you. It doesn't even matter. I could be here or not here. It doesn't even matter. Each side, I am fully in. See, that right there is key, because the way we're programmed, we're only programmed to be human. You're only programmed to be a woman. You're only programmed to be a man. And that's why you're fighting for the shit on earth. Oh, this is not right. This is not right. We need to change this. We need to fix this. We need to fix that. Yo, let me tell you how powerful nature is. You see them pictures in California? $1 million homes. The shit that humans are fighting over, nature does this. the things that it takes us 20, 30, 50, 100 years to build, right? Nature, a fire, wipes it out like it's nothing, right? The shit that we're trying to change, the shit that we're trying to fix, don't even matter. Don't even matter. Be everything. And nature is a good teacher with that, because how can you be in a hurricane and it just seems like this is the worst of the worst, and then all of a sudden the sun is out? You're like, what? Right? How can you experience earthquakes? The earth is shaking under you. You're feeling this crazy feeling, and then all of a sudden it's a rainbow. Nature shows you everything and nothing at the same time. Nature deals with us in extremes, and there's an ebb and flow. And the cute and the beauty and the thing is to see the beauty in all of it. It's very difficult to see the beauty when you got to bury your loved one. It's super difficult when you low man on the totem pole and your pockets is fucked. It's hella whack when you in traffic and niggas is driving by with the booming system and your shit wasn't, you got a donut on your car. That's trash. But is it though? Right? Is it? Because that Bentley got hella car insurance, right? You don't got those problems. You have nothing because you're driving the bucket, but you have everything because you're driving the bucket. You have nothing because you're driving the bucket, but you have everything because you're driving the bucket, because you don't got Ferrari headaches and you don't got Bentley headaches. But then again, when you're in the Bentley, you have everything, but then you have nothing at the same time because it's a headache. And you got people scheming on you, right? There's extremes on both sides. Wherever you are on, right? Wherever you are on the spectrum, learn to embrace it. And I've had first in it. You got a man, love that nigga. If you don't, love what you're in now, right? There's good and bad in both. Just learn to be. And when life comes to visit you, be everything and nothing at the same time. That worst time in your life, that shit won't last. That best time in your life, that shit won't last. Now, the Kabbalion teaches us about rhythm, those extremes, those poles, that pendulum goes from pole to pole. Now, the true mastery is there is something between everything and nothing. You don't want your pendulum to swing from everything to nothing and nothing to everything, those big spikes. What you want your pendulum to do is stop right here at a perfect equilibrium. So you don't need it to go too far this way and you don't need it to go too far this way. Stay cool. And what that is, now your life is like this. It's a steady thing. It's those spikes that fuck us. Because once it spikes here, it must come back down. Right? So if you feel your life in a spike where I'm experiencing my best day of my life, then what you do is conceptually you bring that spike down to equilibrium. Never get too happy and never get too sad. So learn how to be everything and nothing at the same time, and then synthesize it to where it's in the middle, where you just right here. How are you? Man, good day, I'm okay. Bad day, I'm okay. Do you love me? I do love you with all of my heart, right? But at the same time, I understand if you choose to leave me. Why would you say that? Because I'm dealing with both sides. Life happens, right? I want to love you in a way where I always give you the option to not choose me, right? I want to love you in a way that you have agency, that if this doesn't work for you anymore, you can leave me and it's okay. There's a revolving door. That shit is balance, right? It stops the spike, you know? So that's number two. Be everything and nothing at the same time. Don't get stuck in humanity, right? So, for example, today I watched the things that was going on in California because I need to see it for my consciousness. I don't need to see it no more because I'm not going to get stuck in humanity. And even though that's unfortunate, I'm not going to act like niggas don't die every day, B. And I'm not going to act like I've never been in my own shit. One of the laws of our 10 laws of accountability is you're not a victim, it's just your turn. Does that sound harsh? Hell yeah. Everybody gets a turn, right? That's how you have to look at humanity. We all get a turn. We all get a turn to burn. We all get a turn to earn. We all get a turn to cry. We all get a turn. So this is how you don't get stuck in humanity and no one thing you're looking at is everything. In the moment, it sucks. It's trash. It's the worst thing ever. And then 6 months from now, you're back up and somebody else is going through what you were going through. That's the game. Don't get stuck in humanity. It's always going to be wars. It's always going to be people not liking each other. Yet at the same time, someone's getting married right now. Someone's having their first child right now. Someone is getting broke, going broke right now, and someone is making their first million. Some elder is buying their first car right now, and some young person, 20, is got their first million. That's the game, right? Don't get stuck in humanity to where you're inside of it, to where you can't see all the shit occurring. Right now is somebody's worst day and somebody's best day. We all get it, right? So don't get stuck in humanity. So, number one, learn to center yourself. Number two, learn to be everything and nothing at the same time. Number three, and most importantly, ask yourself tough questions and give yourself tougher answers. Ask yourself tough questions as if you don't know who you are and you're a stranger. And I want you to answer yourself back like someone that doesn't like you would answer. And they keep it 100 about your life. Ask yourself real questions, questions that trigger your mortality. Ask yourself questions like, can I cut it? Really ask yourself, am I good enough? Not from a perspective of being insecure, from a perspective of, do I have what it takes to lead my family? Do I have what it takes to really be a good wife or a good husband or a good employee? Do I have what it takes to finish a book? Even though I want millions of dollars, am I the type of person that should have it? Ask the tough question, why am I broke? And then give yourself a more honest response. Tell the truth on why you're broke. What did you do? Tell the truth on the relationships that have went south in your life. Tell the truth, right? Why didn't that work with him or her? And then tell the truth, right? Tell the truth about you. Again, this is centering you. You know, we ask questions about ancient civilizations. We ask questions about the government and corruption and the system. We have all these questions about the mysteries of life. Do aliens really exist? Loch Ness Monster. Oh, what about Bigfoot? Or are these politicians reptilians? We ask all these questions about the world around us. What would happen if we asked those same questions about us? Of course, we're the star in our movies, right? But are you really dope? Ask that question. Based on all the humans that are alive right now, where do I fit in the grand scheme of things? In this human story, where do I fit? Right? Am I elite? Am I dope? Am I smart? Right? Do I matter? Right? Or are there things that I need to fix ASAP? Is this version of me the best version? And do I have potential to get to the best version? Ask those questions about yourself and give yourself real tough critiques. Because I hear people say all the time, I know my worth. But it's like, what's that based on? Like, how do you know you have worth? Who told you that? Like, what do you do to have worth? Right? Outside of your existence, what value do you have? And when you think about your real value, if it makes you insecure or it gives you anxiety, that's a great, because now you know you have work to do, right? But even if you don't want to do no work, even if you really want to like spend your time on the planet just experiencing, you have that right too. But ask yourself that too. Why am I here? What if you ain't supposed to be rich? You know what I'm saying? Generational wealth ain't for everybody, right? What if you don't want to make that kind of sacrifice? What if you just want to live a life of hedonism or pleasure, right? Do it, right? Do whatever you have to do not to come back here. Do whatever you have to do to make sure this is your last time on this realm. And maybe your spiritual awakening is hedonism, nothing but pleasure. Rock out with your cock out, right? If your journey leads you to the nunnery, if it leads you to back to church, if it leads you to corporate, whatever, as long as you're centering yourself, as long as you're being everything and nothing at the same time, as long as you're asking yourself tough questions and giving yourself tough answers, as long as that path that you're on, you really feel like I am waking up. This is what I am. Some spiritual energy is chaos, right? Some energy is hedonism when it's in the body. Some people have that mothering thing when they're in the human body. Some people are made to father something and build things. You know, some people are supposed to be in nature, right? Whatever your thing is, do it, right? Make sure that you are the most important person while you're doing it. And then your cup will runneth over. It will, if you are the most important person to you and you're doing the work, your children benefit, your husband benefits, your wife benefit. You do not sacrifice yourself for any movement, for your family. You cannot work for your children. Why would you? So you had them to create a bill, right? You cannot work for them. You know what I'm saying? That cannot be your purpose. You're just working for your family. You're trapped. That's the human body shit. Has to be more than that. You work, you pay bills, cool, right? There's more than that. But your children can't be your purpose for being alive. That's that artificial internet shit. Serve, 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 serve. So basically, You live your life and you create things, and then you serve the things you create. You see how we create gods? We create the gods. We get these things and then we serve the things that we get. We have these babies and then we serve them. We get married and then we serve the person, right? You get a job and then you serve the job. You buy a house and then you serve the house. You get a car and then you serve the car. Your whole existence is about you serving the things that you created. You know what I'm saying? That's the cycle. That's that artificial internet, right? Right. So the best decision I ever made in my life when I started treating myself like the most important person I know, because I didn't all the way do that because I didn't even know that I had the ability to. I didn't even know that that was an option because I thought it was about country, community, family, and that's all good earth shit, right? That's humanity stuff. But when I started becoming the most important person in my life, it was very uncomfortable at first, because I started being real comfortable in my skin, and that was uncomfortable. I'm like, where the fuck is the chaos? Where's the trauma? Right? When I started becoming the most important person in my life, there was like a stillness that was occurring. It was a like, damn, being here ain't so bad. You know, I and it, but and as I was connecting with myself, I was getting detached from other shit. Like, I don't care what happens to the earth. I really don't. While I'm here, I'm gonna enjoy it, but I'm not connected to this shit. I'm really not. You know what I'm saying? Give me all the money in the world so I can chill, travel, fuck, eat, watch movies, and then die. I'm not connected to none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to change none of this shit. I don't care about the systems. I don't care, right? And in not caring, I end up doing the work on myself and adding without even trying. So when I come around people, I add in the conversation. When I create things, I take time on it and I add that way. Right. So in being detached from this shit, I actually become a better person, not even trying. Right. I am not trying to become a better human. I'm trying to become a better spirit. I don't give a fuck about this realm. But in not giving a fuck about this realm, it has made me a better in the realm. Is that's how it works. So crazy. The more you give up this shit, the more you don't have a connection to it, the more you let it burn, the more you're an asset to it. Because everything you do is of value, is of quality, because you don't really care about being here. But since you are here, you're gonna love hard. You're gonna care for things. You're gonna take time with things, right? While being detached at the same time, right? So the more that I became the most important person in my life, the more that I like being on the planet, even though I don't care about being here, right? The more that I had an appreciation for human beings, even though I don't care about human beings, right? The more that life became fun because I gave up something, the control, right? Of I'm just passing through, right? I'm just passing through. So try to be the most important person in your life and see how it work out. And if it doesn't work, then you can always make the Democratic Party the most important people in your life, or the Republican Party the most important people in your life, or the community, or your husband, or your wife, or your babies. Like, if it doesn't work, go back to that, right? Go back to that. But I want you to know that there is another Wi-Fi, right? I want you to know that there's another internet There's something else that you can hook yourself up to, and there's so much inspiration. There's so many ideals there. There's no rules there. Like, nobody's in your business there. No one is telling you, you know what I'm saying? No one is telling you what you can and can't be, right? That true internet, that first internet, that was the internet that you was hooked up as a baby. You know what I mean? That's what made you curious. That's what made you see the world as just this big ass playground, a place to explore things, a place to learn, right? And then you get on the artificial internet and everything gets real flat, real linear. You speak in big generalizations. You stop living, you stop moving forward, you stop having motion, you stop asking questions, you stop being more, you stop wondering, and you learn to live in fear, right? And then you begin to worship different deities, and these deities shut your light down, right? These are supreme beings that give a fuck about gender roles. They care about humans being married. These are supreme beings, right, that require you to give sacrifices in your money. These are supreme beings that are jealous, right? These are supreme beings that are sitting outside of the planet, looking in the planet, really invested in your life, right? That's when you lose it all, right? That's when you lose the real awareness and real access to the internet, right? If you're struggling with the concept of how to be the most important person in your life, go ahead and scan this code. Let me become your accountability partner. Let me assist you on the path. Let me walk with you on the journey on how to become the most important person in your life. Let me be your accountability partner. We all need somebody to walk with us on our journey. My goal is to just push you back into you and center you and make you the most important person. I'm gonna shake you up. I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna twist and turn you. When you try to go back to the regular thinking, when you try to go back to 2024 thinking, when you start centering community or centering women or centering men, I'm gonna shake you up and say, no, 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 no. It's all about you. It's a new year. Same fights, though. It's a new year, same conflicts, same war, right? But it ain't on TV, and it ain't between Ukraine and Russia, and it's not between Israel and Palestine, and it's not between America and nobody else. It's a psychic war, and you experience it every day you go outside. Somebody's warring with you, right? But you can't see it because it's done above the neck. It's mind versus mind, right? So while you are in a fighting position, preparing to throw your dukes up, I just want you to know that real warfare is done from above the neck. It's mind versus mind, not fist versus fist, right? We are in a war of minds. So figure out how to protect yours and use your mind, or somebody's going to use it for you. Much respect to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is.